What if I told you that the three best investments you can make in 2025 don't require thousands of dollars, a degree in finance, or hours of reading complicated charts? And what if I told you that you could start all three today, right now, before this video even ends? Most people think investing means huge risk, a mountain of research, and some genius-level knowledge of markets. But here's the truth. The biggest reason people don't start investing is because they've been sold the lie that it's hard. But the real cost of doing nothing isn't just lost money. It's lost time, lost freedom, and lost opportunity. The longer you wait to invest, the longer you stay stuck in the same cycle. Work, earn, spend, repeat. But investing, when done right, breaks that cycle. It gives you leverage, it gives your money power, and it gives you a future where you control your time. So today, I'm going to walk you through the three best beginner investments in 2025 that anyone can do, even if you're broke, even if you're scared, even if you've never invested a single dollar in your life. Let me take you back a few years. I was broke. Not just low on money, broke in mindset, in direction, in belief. I was working 2 jobs, constantly checking my bank account before making any small purchase, and feeling like there was no way out. I was tired, frustrated, and confused. I kept hearing about investing, but every time I looked into it, I got overwhelmed. Stocks, crypto, ETFs, options trading, real estate, high-yield savings accounts. It felt like a whole language I didn't speak. Every video or article seemed to assume I already knew what I was doing, and I didn't. So I ignored it. I stayed in my lane, worked harder, tried to save, and hoped for something to change. But nothing changed, because I didn't change. Then one day I had this aha moment. It wasn't dramatic, it was just me, late at night, scrolling through videos, and I came across something that hit me. It said, if you don't find a way to make your money work for you while you sleep, you'll work until the day you die. And I realized that was me. I was on that path. Unless I did something different, I would keep working forever. That night, I made a decision. I wasn't going to wait for perfect knowledge. I wasn't going to wait until I felt ready. I was going to start small, learn as I go, and take action. That decision changed everything. The first investment I ever made was in a low-cost index fund. I didn't know what that was before, but I learned that an index fund is basically a basket of hundreds of companies. Instead of buying one risky stock, you buy a tiny piece of many companies. That way, your risk is spread out and your money grows with the market. I started with VOO, an index fund that tracks the S&P 500, and I only put in $100, 0 cents. That's it. But that tiny start did something bigger than grow my money. It built confidence. I watched that money slowly grow over time, and I started to understand the rhythm of the market. I realized I didn't need to be a genius or time the market perfectly. I just needed to be consistent. I started investing a small amount every month. It wasn't much, but it added up, and the peace of mind that came with knowing my money was working, even when I was sleeping or working my day job, was priceless. Over the years, that index fund grew steadily. Sure, it went up and down with the market, but overall, it climbed. No stress, no trading, no hype. Just consistent, quiet growth. While others were chasing the latest trend, jumping from crypto to meme stocks to NFTs and back, I just kept putting a little money into that same index fund, month after month. Today, it's one of the most solid parts of my portfolio. It doesn't make headlines, it doesn't promise overnight riches, but it delivers long-term wealth, and that's what matters. That was only the beginning, because once I saw what a smart investment could do, I realized there was another kind of investment I had been ignoring, one that had an even higher return, one that had no limits. That investment was me. I began investing in my skills. I stopped binge-watching shows every night and started watching courses. I learned digital marketing, copywriting, editing videos, and eventually content creation. These weren't just hobbies. These were money-making skills. Skills that could be turned into side hustles, freelance work, or even full businesses. The most amazing thing about investing in your skills is that no one can take them from you. They don't lose value in a market crash, and they compound just like money. The more you learn, the more you can earn. I went from making minimum wage to making more in a week than I used to in a month, just by offering services I learned online. I didn't go back to school. I didn't spend years studying. I just focused, practiced, and kept improving. And in 2025, this kind of skill building is more powerful than ever. With AI, remote work, and digital platforms exploding, the world is hungry for people who can solve problems, create content, sell, design, write, code, and think independently. If you can do that, you don't need to beg for a job. You can create your own path. So while my index fund was growing quietly in the background, I was building new income streams with the skills I had learned. I had diversified in the best way possible. And then, something unexpected happened. People started asking me how I did it. They wanted to know what I was doing differently. And that's when I discovered the third investment. One that might be the most overlooked in the modern age. I started building a personal brand. Now let me be clear. When I say personal brand, I don't mean becoming an influencer or showing off on Instagram. I mean being known for something, sharing what you know, building trust online. Whether you have 10 followers or 10,000, a personal brand is one of the most valuable assets you can build in 2025. Why? Because attention is currency, and when people trust you, they buy from you, they recommend you, they open doors for you. I started posting content, simple videos, honest thoughts, tips and lessons I had learned. I wasn't trying to go viral, I was just showing up consistently, and over time, people started to listen. I got opportunities to speak, to collaborate, to sell products, to earn affiliate income, all because I built trust. Your personal brand works while you sleep, just like an index fund, just like a digital product, just like any great investment. And the beauty is, anyone can do it. You don't need to be famous, you just need to be consistent. You don't even need to be perfect, you just need to show up. Because the sooner you start building your personal brand, the sooner it starts building your future. So here's what I want you to take away from this. The 3 best investments for beginners in 2025 are simple, powerful, and available to everyone. First, put your money to work in a low-cost index fund. Let it grow steadily while you sleep. Second, put your time into learning a high-income skill, something that solves a problem, something that makes you valuable. And third, invest in your personal brand. Start creating, start teaching, start documenting your journey. These 3 things combined create a kind of freedom that no job, no shortcut, no trend can give you. Don't get distracted by hype. Don't wait for some perfect moment. Don't tell yourself it's too late or too hard or too risky. Those are just excuses. You are capable. You are smart enough. And you are absolutely worth investing in. Start small. Stay consistent. Give it time. Your future self will thank you. If you've made it this far into the video, I want to thank you, not just for watching, but for thinking differently, for being willing to step outside the system and start building something real, something lasting. You're ahead of most people already, just by seeking knowledge. So here's your next step.